You want to improve your defenses, you want to do a good detox, properly repair your DNA, improve your digestion, have physical rest, so sleep. How so? Yes, all that happens while you sleep. When we sleep well, we have adequate function of our parasympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems. Think about it, it's like the people who are in charge of improving the roads at night, because during the day there is traffic and everything is going everywhere and people are passing by. That's what the daytime system that's called the sympathetic nervous system does, which is what's carrying out all the stress functions. But everything it is doing at night, all the functions of repair, calm, sleep, mental repair, physical repair, cellular repair, DNA repair, the production of your defenses, the recovery of muscle mass. You go to the gym, exercise, and gain muscle mass. After having stimulated it, it will form while you sleep, and today sleeping poorly is very common. Every day we see more people who chronically sleep poorly due to multiple factors, because they do not have good sleep hygiene, because they are glued to a phone or computer screen until very late at night, or they are there channeling watching television until very late. Because they use white lights in the house that we should not use. White lights in the house, we should always use yellow light bulbs, bulbs at 2700 and lower them. Due to stress, from eating too late, from training late, from being with this thing that has us in our heads all the time thinking about the office files that were not delivered. With all this, what can we do? Could it be that there is something that we can include in our diet that we can use daily that does not generate any type of addiction, that will not end up generating any type of suppression as happens when we take melatonin? Of course, I take melatonin. Melatonin is a hormone that is produced to enter the sleep phase. So, okay, you're going to take melatonin. When you take melatonin, you stop producing melatonin. That's why melatonin will only be used in very short cycles, 2-3 days when you have jet lag or things like that. Suddenly it's there for a week, but no more than that. But it will be. And the medications that there are for sleeping and cloning, all they do is alter the phases of sleep. So, you look asleep, but how do most people wake up after using these medications and say, oh, I wake up and I feel like I haven't slept, and I slept for 10 hours and I feel like I haven't slept? Could it be that there is something we can use in our diet to help us sleep better? There are completely natural compounds that you can take in an infusion, that you can prepare and that can help you sleep better. The first one I want to talk to you about is valerian, and valerian is very famous, very well known. It has a type of compound called valerianic acid, and valeric acid is related to the simulation of GABA. Gamma acid. That is a neurotransmitter that we have in the brain. It is the main depressant neurotransmitter of the nervous system. Depressant does not mean that it will give you depression, they are two completely different things. One has to have excitatory neurotransmitters, and there are depressant neurotransmitters of the nervous system, and both have to be in balance. If I never enter a state of nervous system depression, I will never sleep, so naturally inducing adequate levels of GABA can help my nervous system begin to prepare to go to sleep and rest. So that's why many people include valerian and can take valerian at night in the form of drops, in the form of infusions, capsules. However you want to consume it. But in this I am talking about a rate of something that you can include to sleep better. The next one I want to talk to you about is chamomile, and chamomile has a compound called apigenin, and apigenin is an antioxidant from the flavonoid family that has a lot of function in everything that has to go towards relaxation and induction of sleep. Dream. So it is also well known that many people use chamomile or sometimes begin to combine it. And with what I am naming you will see that there are many presentations where all these compounds come combined. The third is lavender. Lavender is perhaps my wife's favorite, she loves it. I personally don't like the way lavender smells and much less the way it tastes. I have very little tolerance for lavender. But lavender has a compound called linalool, and linalool is a type of antioxidant that is also very similar to chamomile. It has effects that are a little more sedative. That's why they help induce sleep a little more in people who take it easy and have to go to bed quickly to sleep because of that sedative effect. But it also has an effect towards anxiety control, which is why it has also been widely used as an anxiolytic and has been used in people who have panic attacks. And the fourth is passionflower sap. Passion flower also has a type of antioxidant called vitexin. It has sedative and anxiolytic effects as well. But passion flower has been specially studied to help keep people in deep sleep. And who can it be of use to? To the one who says, "Look, sometimes I fall asleep, but between 1 and 3 in the morning, which is the most frequent time, I wake up and I always wake up at the same time. It's as if someone came and knocked on my door, and I was always waking up at the same time and I woke up with energy." Passion flower can help us with this, that manifestation of waking up between 1 and 3 in the morning. I want you to take it into account because it is one of the most frequent manifestations when your sympathetic nervous system is extending its schedule and is getting into you at the time when your parasympathetic should function. That waking up between 1 and 3 in the morning full of energy, full of vitality, full of awareness that one says, "Oh, what a good night I just had," and one says 2:30 in the morning that one has enough energy to go walk the dog, go grocery shopping, go wash the car, do whatever. This awakening means that your adaptation system, stress and everything you are doing to your sympathetic nervous system is spreading and is nullifying the function of the parasympathetic, and the parasympathetic in people does not repair itself. It must be given help so that it can be repaired properly and so that this function of the sympathetic, which is absolutely necessary, continues to be maintained only during the day, and at night the main function is the parasympathetic function. There are times during the day when one also activates the parasympathetic, for example after eating. That's why sometimes you eat and you get like that little dream and everyone there. That's the parasympathetic acting immediately after eating. But his great function is at night and we must respect it and we must honor it. Not sleeping well is associated with weight gain, diabetes, thyroid problems, cancers, autoimmune diseases, migraines, chronic bruxism, neck pain, chronic back pain, spasms throughout the body, lack of mass gain muscle, gastritis, chronic constipation. That sounds like a lot of the diseases we're having today, right? And many manifestations that you and I have seen in many people. Even we have had, I have told it many times and I tell it in my book, The Anti-Stress Miracle. I ended up hospitalized in intensive care. Why? Because I didn't know how to manage my stress and I completely altered this entire stress adaptation system. So include botanicals, plants, derivatives of nature, things that the planet gives us in our diet, in something that I can include at night that can help me in that process of recovering sleep. Although, this is not going to completely repair your sleep and it is not the only thing. You have to look at all the other factors, and I am chronically stressed. I have to take ownership of my stress, I have to take ownership of my beliefs. I have to take ownership of my fears, of my judgments, of how I judge, of why I judge, of what I judge for. I have to be able to observe myself with compassion, but to observe myself, what is happening and in that process, because I am helping myself while I am repairing my dream until a point is obviously reached where this is controlled, and as always, we must look at all the other causes such as hormonal alterations, menopause, everything that can be associated. But while you enter that cycle in which you are finding the causes, you are repairing them, you are correcting them, including botanicals that help us sleep better can be a very wise decision and can help us avoid falling into supplements that can be used chronically. Be harmful, such as melatonin, or in medications whose chronic use can cause multiple complications. How can it happen with zopiclone, trazodone or any other drug that is indicated for sleep regulation? Again, it should only be used for short periods. But with this you can surely do much better. But remember that sleeping is honoring the magic and all the mechanisms and all the benefits that occur during that process. It's not just the act of closing your eyes, going to bed, putting the covers over you and that's it and I'm just going to repair myself. No, it is understanding all the biochemical processes, all the physiological processes that occur while you are sleeping. That's why we have to pay a lot of attention to how to sleep well, how to sleep better, and how to do it properly. Always remember something, one never loses sleep in sleep. Sleeping well is a debt that is paid daily and that is why we must correct it and we must do it. And also remember, please, Sharing these videos is a very simple way you can support us to continue growing this community and so that the entire team can continue working for you, to bring you information that may be useful so that you can learn to become an owner of your life, become master of your health, and before you go, very simple too, click like on the video below and click like on the red button here and activate the bell. So, always, whenever we make a new video you will be the first to know. Thank you and see you soon.